Welcome to Frywall Fridays. Today we're making breaded veal cutlet, otherwise known as Wiener Schnitzel, the classic Viennese Sunday dinner. It's easy to make, easy to love, and very, very quick to prepare. Let's get started. For our meat, we have 4 veal cutlets, and you can see they're cut very thinly, about a 1/4 inch. If your butcher isn't able to cut it this thinly, you can just put your cutlet between 2 pieces of plastic wrap and pound it down gently, either with a little mallet or with the back of a pan. If you don't like veal or can't get pasture-raised veal, you can also feel free to do the same thing with chicken breast. Next, we have our first dredging station, which is flour with paprika and salt. We have our second dredging station, which is breadcrumbs. Here we have 2 eggs, which we'll also use in the dredging. And finally, 5 tablespoons of butter and some vegetable oil. That's basically all you need for this recipe. Dredging isn't rocket science, but it will be easier and neater if you can keep 2 principles in mind. 1, get your plates in order. So you have meat, dredge 1, dredge 2, dredge 3, and then waiting plate. Principle number 2, have a wet hand and a dry hand. Let's get started. Flour. Next, we're going to put it into the egg. Finally, into the breadcrumbs. We're going to start by adding our oil to the pan. We have about 5 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and we have 5 tablespoons of butter, and we'll start heating that up. Why butter and oil? The butter tastes great. The oil helps the butter from burning. If you just had butter, the high temperature would scald the butter pretty quickly. And we're going to let that melt down. We're going to know this is hot enough once we can drop a couple of breadcrumbs in and see them start sizzling right away. It's going to take probably about 60 seconds to maybe a couple minutes. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to turn the heat to high so that we don't lose too much heat when we start putting in the cutlets. Here we go. One cutlet. Two cutlets. Three cutlets. To help the cooking along, we're going to spoon some of the fat over the top. And this won't take too long because the meat is so thin. Once it's brown, it'll be ready to flip. The oil starts to smoke a little bit, so I'll turn down the heat to medium-high, and we're ready to flip. Let's get these beauties plated. We have our cutlets here, and we're going to serve them with some homemade coleslaw, or slaw I should say. It's not coleslaw, it's not creamy, it's more sweet and sour with some carrots. Put the slaw there. Obviously you can serve this with mashed potatoes as well, it's delicious. I just came back from California from vacation and put on about 5 pounds. I'm going to go light, and I'm also serve it with a homemade pickle for a sour element. And there you have it, a lovely light dinner or lunch. Wiener Schnitzel with coleslaw and homemade pickle. Enjoy.